This is Breckenridge County Fighting Tiger basketball on 104.3 The River. Coverage is brought to you by Bluegrass Lumber and Hardware, Brandenburg Telecom, Breckenridge Health, First State Bank, Irvington Gas Company, Joe Bennett Backhoe Plumbing and Rental, Taylor Pharmacy, and by Wright Implement Company.
And welcome to Nelson County High School in Bardstown, Kentucky, where the Breckenridge County Fighting Tigers head on the road tonight, where they'll take on the homestanding Cardinals. Hello again, everyone. This is Lee Bramlett. The Tigers roll into tonight's game just 24 hours removed from their biggest win of the season, and perhaps in a number of years, following the 70-62 result over Owensboro last night at Tiger Arena. They face a Nelson County team that is 3-11 on the season following a loss last night to Louisville DeSales. Both teams are warming up right now. We're about to have the meeting of captains and coaches at midcourt as we are approaching 11 minutes from the start time of this matchup between the Tigers and the Cardinals. We'll have more on tonight's game as we look back on last night's big win over Owensboro. We will preview the Cardinals of Nelson County, all coming up here in the next few minutes as our pregame show coverage brought to you by the home folks of Martinsburg Tire Service. This is Fighting Tiger Sports from 104.3 The River.
At Wright Implement, you'll find the full line of John Deere mowers, gators, tractors, ag equipment, John Deere apparel, toys, and more, along with a complete line of Steel and Honda power equipment. And we have a parts and service department that's second to none. Wright Implement has 15 locations throughout Kentucky and southern Indiana to serve you. The right equipment, the right service, and always the right price. Wright Implement, serving great customers like you since 1936. Online at wrightimp.com.
Welcome back to Nelson County High School in Bardstown as we are about 9 minutes away from the start of this varsity matchup between the Tigers and Nelson County. In the JV game that concluded just about 10 minutes ago, the Tigers rallied for a 33-32 win over Nelson County. A three-point basket in the closing seconds provided the Tigers with the victory as they had to rally to pick up the win that game. But congratulations to Coach Mitchum and Coach Bennett, as well as the coaching staff, for picking up a win there as far as the JV team. Breckenridge County played their best game of the season and perhaps set a statement of intent to the third region last night with their 70-62 win over Owensboro at Tiger Arena, the first win over the Red Devils since 2017. Breckenridge County rallied from 9 down in the third quarter to take the lead, then held their nerve down the stretch as they made 12 of 14 free throws in the fourth quarter to secure the victory. Mercer Rogers coming off a big game last night for the Tigers. He finished with 19 points in the game. Hunter Barr had a double-double of 15 points and 12 rebounds for the Tigers. Also some solid performances really across the board last night. Jonah Miller would finish the night with 8 points. 7 going to Jackson Lee coming off the bench. Also 6 points to Wyatt Burnett and to Lane Tall as the Tigers picked up a big win last night. And talking to Coach Jeff LaGrange afterward, many people seem to be surprised about the result. He said that he felt this was a game that Breckenridge County was capable of playing. Of course, that also raises the stakes as they now have to go on the road and take on a Nelson County team they will probably be considered a bit of a prohibitive favorite against tonight, given their recent struggles. We'll talk more about the Cardinals and their season coming up in just a moment as you're listening to Fighting Tiger Sports from 104.3 The River.
How many times have you called someplace and heard this?
For customer service, press 1.
At First State Bank, when you call one of their 3 locations, you'll hear this.
First State Bank, this is Michelle. How may I help you?
From opening a checking or savings account to home or commercial loans, you'll get a friendly voice ready to assist with your banking needs. Call or stop by today and find out why for more than 100 years, First State Bank, where your friends bank. Member FDIC and equal housing lender. Online at firststatebankky.com.
With you in Bardstown as we approach tip-off time for Breckenridge County and Nelson County. The Cardinals come into this game with a record of 3 wins and 11 losses following a 96-49 defeat at the hands of Louisville DeSales last night. The Cardinals have had to go practically the entire season without the leading scorer from last year and the leading scorer and rebounder from this year in Lincoln Boone, who has not played since a December 2nd game against Bardstown Bethlehem. Senior Evan Hicks has been the top scorer on the team at 11 points per contest. Hicks was not available to the Cardinals last night in that DeSales game. He is available tonight, but will likely be coming from the bench. That leaves the leading scorer, at least in terms of a starting perspective, being Landon Scott, a 6'4" junior averaging just under 10 points per game. From there, the scoring drops down considerably also in terms of rebounding. Haven Carruthers is the top rebounder for the team at just under 5 rebounds per contest. Breckenridge County has gone back to the locker room. Nelson County continues to warm up. For the Tigers, they know they will have to play at a consistent level. The win last night proved the Tigers are capable of playing and beating anyone on their schedule, but now they must play on a consistent basis. They have to put last night's game in the rearview mirror and focus on a Nelson County team that'll be looking to jumpstart their season with a win here tonight. But the Tigers looking to go back-to-back ahead of a game at the weekend against Whitesville Trinity. Breckenridge County is back in the locker room getting last-minute instructions from Coach Jeff LaGrange. As we said, Nelson County warming up here down to our left. The Cardinals will be in their home white uniforms with red and black numbering and trim. Again, keys for tonight. Again, Breckenridge County will have to continue to play solid team basketball, valuing the basketball. Also, one thing that has improved here late in the season has been their ability to make free throws. We talked about it last night in the game. The Tigers making 12 of 14 in that fourth quarter to help preserve the lead they gained over Owensboro. 22 of 24, actually, they would finish for the game, did the Tigers, from the free throw line, and that is something that has improved throughout the season. Also, the Tigers had a decent night from three-point range. Mercer Rogers knocked down a couple of threes early for the Tigers, and the Tigers at least have to find some contributions from outside to keep the pressure off the postgame of Hunter Barr and Braden Carmen. That will take care of our pregame show. The starting lineups and the opening tip-off are coming up for you in just a couple of minutes. The pregame show has been brought to you this evening and every Fighting Tiger game by the home folks of Martinsburg Tire Service on Old Highway 60. This is Fighting Tiger Sports from 104.3 The River and WXBC1043.com.
Experience the difference of the Big Green Egg ceramic cooker from Irvington Gas Company. It's a smoker, a grill, and oven, all in one. It's easy to start, reaching cooking temperatures in just 10 minutes with temperature control so you can cook to perfection. It's safer to use and it's easy to clean up. Stop by Irvington Gas Company on Highway 79 to see the Big Green Egg and other gas grills available. Irvington Gas Company, serving this area for more than 75 years.
The national anthem performed here prior to the start of tonight's game between Breckenridge County and Nelson County. Welcome back to Nelson County High School in Bardstown, Kentucky. This is Lee Bramlett. Let's take a look at the starting lineups for tonight's game. First, the home team on the scoreboard will be the host Nelson County Cardinals. Starting at one guard will be at number 12, Landon Scott, a 6'4" junior who averages 9.9 points per game. At another guard position is number 11, Haven Carruthers, a 5'8" senior who averages 5.2 points per game. The third guard in the alignment will be number 20, Eli Burks, a 5'10", 160-pound sophomore who averages 5.1 points per game. At one forward is number 14, Owen Goff, a 5'8" sophomore who averages 4.5 points per game. And Oliver Blinko starts at the other forward position, number 4, a 6' junior, who averages 5.7 points per game. Scott, Carruthers, and Burks the guards for Nelson County. Blinko and Goff the forwards. The Cardinals with a record of 3 wins and 11 losses, coached by Jason Cooker. For the Breckenridge County Fighting Tigers, no change in the alignment from last night's game against Owensboro. One guard will be Mercer Rogers, number 10. a 5'8" sophomore averaging just over 10 points per game. The other guard is Colton Miller, number 21, a 5'8" senior, averaging 3 points per contest. At one forward is number 11, Jonah Miller, a 6'2" freshman, averaging about 3 points per game. The other forward is number 2, Hunter Barr, a 6'7" senior, the leading scorer for the Tigers, averaging about 16 points per game. And starting at center will be number 32, Braden Carmen, a 6'1" sophomore, averaging about 6 points per game. Rogers and Colton Miller, the guards for Breckinridge County. Jonah Miller and Barr, the forwards. Carmen, the center. The Tigers with a record of 5 wins, 7 losses. Coached by Jeff LaGrange, assisted by Josh Mitchum and Jeremy Bennett. It'll be Hunter Barr jumping center for the Tigers. Breckinridge County dressed in road maroon with white trim, tipping off against Landon Scott. Referee puts the ball in the air and we're underway. Tap control by Breckinridge County. Mercer Rogers with it for the Tigers. Breckinridge County moving it to the right side of your radio dial here in this opening half. Colton Miller, right side, three-pointer on the way, short. Fight for the rebound, Braden Carmen gets it. Carmen spins, puts it up off the glass, short, fights, gets his own rebound. 5 players around him, forces up the shot, can't get it to go. Fights for his rebound. We get a jump ball, and the alternating possession will favor Nelson County. Tigers had 3 looks at it, just could not convert. And it will be Cardinal basketball to bring the length of the floor. Breckinridge County picking up with some full court pressure, but will back off very quickly as Nelson County brings the ball across the time stripe. Landon Scott hands the ball to Owen Goff. Now Carruthers comes out to take the basketball. Scott with it on the left side, being guarded by Hunter Barr. 30 seconds into the ball game, no score. Burks gets the ball to Carruthers, back to Eli Burks off the top of the key. Carruthers kicks it over to Goff on the right side. Back out front, Carruthers being guarded by Braden Carmen, steps to the inside, gets a step, has the ball deflected. Hunter Barr tries to get his hands on it, rescued by Burks. Landon Scott drives in, now pulls it back out. Here's a 3 on the way, that is no good. Rebound comes down to Breckinridge County. 3-point attempts by Blinko as we get a whistle, a held ball. This time the alternating possession will favor Breckinridge County. 6 minutes, 52 seconds to go here in the opening quarter. Neither team has scored. Breckinridge County basketball to inbounds underneath their own basket. Mercer Rogers brings it into Hunter Barr on the right side. Rogers squares up for a 3 that is too strong. Rebound fought for, ball knocked out of bounds, and last touched by Nelson County. Breckinridge County gets it back. 6:46 to go here in the opening frame. Breckinridge County again inbounds underneath their own basket. Rogers brings it into Colton Miller. Miller gets the ball down low, deflected away from Hunter Barr. Here's Nelson County on the run the other way. Here's Burks, lays it up off the glass and in. Eli Burks with the basket. Nelson County with the first points of the ball game at 2-0. 6.5 minutes to go, first quarter. Rogers with it on the left side, brings it to Colton Miller. Colton drives inside the paint, kicks it off to Hunter Barr. Barr on the right side, cross court over to Mercer Rogers. Rogers drives, gets around his man, cut off by the defender. Rogers looking, gets it back out to Colton Miller. Now Barr squares, 3 on the way, no good. Rebound comes down to Nelson County. Cardinals on the run. Here's Burke the other way, lost the handle, still on the floor, goes to the floor, tries to rescue it, but it will stay out of bounds and go back to Breckinridge County. Tigers basketball to bring the length of the floor. Jonah Miller will inbounds for Breckinridge County as Nelson County shows a 1-2-2 press. Tigers getting set up here with against the defense. They've got Colton Miller and Hunter Barr closest to Jonah Miller on the inbounds. And I believe a technical foul has been assessed to Nelson County. So Breckinridge County will go to the line in the form of Mercer Rogers for the second night in a row. Not an explanation as the first free throw is good by Rogers for his opening points. Rogers went 6 for 6 in the game against Owensboro last night, part of that 19-point performance that he had. Second free throw attempt on the way, rolls it in. Breckinridge County's free throw shooting has come a long way since the start of the season. So on the technical foul, which of course counts as a team foul, Breckenridge County gets the ball back, tied at 2, 6:05 to go here in the opening quarter. No explanation on the technical. There was a conversation with the officials down to the end of the bench. Nothing real loud as the ball gets slapped away by Nelson County. Unless Coach Cougar said something that the officials didn't like, or there was an issue with a entry in the scorebook, as Hunter Barr drives into the lane but shuffled his feet and will turn it over on the travel. Nelson County gets the basketball back with 5:48 remaining here in the opening quarter. Hunter Mercer Rogers does a great job, actually steps inside of the man on the inbounds. Tied him up when he tried to move away. He stepped on the baseline. So Nelson County gets it back. Scott across the time stripe for the Cardinals. Goes to his right. Gives the ball to Burks. Burks holds it out at long range. Scott back out to Burks. Under 5.5 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Burks gets the ball to Goff. Goff kicks it back out front. Here's Scott driving on Hunter Barr. Now here's a pull-up jumper on the way by Goff. Baseline doesn't go. Fight for the rebound is pulled down by Colton Miller. Breckenridge County moving up the floor. Miller gets to the free throw line, then backs away. Nelson County showing what will be a 3-2, but almost coming out to a 1-2-2 as they put Scott out in front of the point of that 3-2. Here's the dish down low to Braden Carmen. Puts it off the glass, can't get it to go. Fight for the rebound is picked up by Nelson County. Shots not falling for the Tigers early on. Lane Tall quickly off the bench for the Tigers will come into the ball game at the next dead ball opportunity. 4:40 to go here in the first quarter. Tigers and Nelson County tied at 2. Cardinals with the basketball. Carruthers with it at long range for Nelson County. Will get the ball to Burks. Out front. Burks with the basketball. Blinko gets the ball down low. They find Burks too strong off the glass. Rebound comes down to Hunter Barr for Breckenridge County. Into the front court, Mercer Rogers kicks it over to Jonah Miller on the right wing. Ball down low. Barr lost the handle, but he's going to be bailed out as we'll get a foul on Nelson County. Foul on the Cardinals will be on Landon Scott, his first. The team's second. Substitutions into the ball game for Breckenridge County include Lane Tall as well as Wyatt Burnett, number 24. Tall, the 6'1.5" senior. Burnett, the 6'4" junior. Barr at the free throw stripe, steps inside, leans in, puts up the shot off the glass, too strong. Barr gets his own miss. Bounce pass ahead to Rogers. Rogers will drive the baseline, pushes up the shot, no good, but he draws the foul from Nelson County. Foul will be on Evan Hicks, number 2, just into the ball game for Nelson County. Hicks, a 5'6" senior, or a 5'8" senior, averaging just under 11 per game. Did not play in last night's game against DeSales. The first free throw is good by Mercer Rogers. Breckenridge County with all their points from the free throw stripe. Gives the Tigers their first lead of the night at 3-2 with 3:55 remaining in the opening quarter. Rogers' shot is short. Rebound comes down to Hunter Barr. Barr spins, has the ball knocked out of his hands by Hicks. Nelson County tried to rescue it, and I think did. Up against the time stripe, Nelson County calls a timeout, 30-second timeout with 3:50 remaining here in the first quarter. Breckenridge County 3, Nelson County 2. Fighting Tiger Sports from 104.3 The River.
So you've heard us talking about Brandenburg Telecom, and we could have chosen any other provider for our phone, internet, TV, and security service, but we chose Brandenburg Telecom.
It is not hard to find a good deal these days. What it is hard to find is a provider that delivers the best value of service. That's exactly what we're getting with Brandenburg Telecom.
They don't trick you with introductory rates.
They don't keep you waiting for service or waiting on the phone.
When they say they're going to do something, they do it.
Brandenburg Telecom are people who live
And work.
And play in my community.
They're a part of this community, and that's why they care.
If you only have one service with Brandenburg Telecom, you're missing out on their other great services.
Give them a chance.
You won't be disappointed. I'm ready for the burger.
Breckenridge County has yet to make a field goal in this game, now 4 minutes and 10 seconds old. Fortunately, the Tigers have hit 3 of their 4 free throws in this ball game, and they enjoy a 3-2 lead at the moment. Nelson County calling the timeout to save the possession. Inbounds, Landon Scott will bring the ball in to Goff. Back to Scott. 3:46 remaining here in the first quarter. Scott across the time stripe, gets the ball to Carruthers at the free throw line, being chased by Lane Tall. They get it to Hicks on the screen. Drives, off balance shot, got it. Evan Hicks with the basket. Nelson County retakes the lead at 4-3. 3.5 minutes to go here in the opening quarter. Tall with the basketball for Breckenridge County. Kicks it over to Rogers. Now Hunter Barr with it. Right side. Back to Rogers for a three-point attempt that is no good. Tigers just simply not hitting the shots right now. Ball gets batted away, knocked out of bounds. Last touched by Mercer Rogers as he and Landon Scott were fighting for the basketball. Scott will inbounds at side front court. Breckenridge County will make another substitution, bringing in Jackson Lee, number 3, the 6'3 junior, averaging around 7 points per game. Breckenridge County with Barr, Lee, Burnett, Rogers, and Lane Tall. Owen Goff with the basketball for Nelson County, being guarded by Jackson Lee. Goff dribbles, back to Blinko. Blinko on the left side looking, brings it out front. Goff with it. Goff will pull it out. Under 3 minutes remaining here in this first quarter of play. Tigers trail 4-3. Ball gets knocked away but picked up by Landon Scott. Blinko back to Scott. Thought about the three-pointer. Hands it off to Carruthers. Carruthers back to Blinko. Now Hicks takes it. Hicks goes in on Rogers. Kicks it over to Carruthers. On the right side, back out front. Goff, ball tipped away. Race fought for, rescued by Nelson County. Ball gets batted off the hands of Jackson Lee, who comes up with it eventually. And we'll get a foul on Nelson County. I believe that'll be Owen Goff picking up the foul for the Cardinals as he tried to reach in to deflect the ball away from Jackson Lee. That'll be his first, team fourth. 2:20 to go here in the opening quarter. Breckenridge County trails 4-3. Lane Tall with the basketball to Mercer Rogers on the left side. Back to Tall. Tall dribbles to his right, now back out. Trying to work against this zone. Here's Rogers, squares. Three-pointer on the way. Front of the rim, no good. Rebound comes down to Carruthers for Nelson County. Again, Tigers still without a basket. Now some 6 minutes into the game. Here is a foul on the rebound, and Hunter Barr goes down to the floor hard. Foul on the way down. Did not catch the foul. We do know it is Nelson County's 5th. Breckenridge County with the basketball. Under 2 minutes remaining here in the opening quarter. Last night, both teams were on the board for 17 in the Tigers game with Owensboro. Lee spins to the paint, lost the handle, picked up by Nelson County. Into the front court comes the Cardinals. Blinko with it, kicks it back to Scott, thought about the three. Now to Goff. Goff drives, kicks it over to Blinko. Blinko, free throw line jumper on the way, no good. Race for the rebound is tracked down by Hunter Barr for Breckenridge County. Tigers into the front court, under 90 seconds to go here in this quarter. Lee with it on the left side for Breckenridge County, kicks it out to Mercer Rogers. Rogers pulls the ball back out against this 2-3 or 3-2 zone. But again, Scott will come out at the point of it to make it almost a 1-2-2. Rogers will hold it out at long range, final minute of the quarter. And before anything else happens, we're going to get a timeout, Breckenridge County. With 1 minute remaining here in the opening quarter, the score is Nelson County 4, Breckenridge County 3. This is Fighting Tiger Sports from 104.3 The River.
If you need home medical equipment, rely on Taylor Pharmacy. They deliver home medical equipment such as oxygen, lip chairs, hospital beds, and CPAP machines to Breckenridge and surrounding counties. They have everything a patient needs for recuperating at home. Taylor Pharmacy does so much more than fill prescriptions. They carry a full line of diabetic chews, have a gift department, and of course make delicious tailor-made fudge in a variety of flavors that include sugar-free. Stop by Taylor Pharmacy in Hardinsburg and see why your family and the Taylor Pharmacy family make a good team.
Breckinridge County takes a 30-second timeout as the Tigers a little perplexed by this zone employed by Nelson County. 1 minute to go in the quarter. Breckinridge County still yet to find a basket here as Wyatt Burnett takes his chance, gets it to bank off the glass and in. Burnett just went in the middle of the defense, put up the shot and got it to roll in. Breckinridge County takes a 5-4 lead, 40 seconds remaining here in the opening quarter. Hicks gets the basketball to Carruthers. Now Goff with it on the left side. Goff kicks it over to Carruthers, bluffs the drive, now goes to the paint, puts up the shot, basket good. Or will they count it as, again, they will count the basket. Thought it was a bit of continuation there. Foul against Breckinridge County, as it will send Carruthers to the free throw stripe. So Breckinridge County's lead was short-lived as Carruthers goes to the free throw line. No good. Fight for the rebound. Fought for is picked up by Wyatt Burnett for the Tigers. Burnett has the ball knocked out of his hands. And it will come back to Breckinridge County. Eli Burks will check back in the ball game for Nelson County. We also get number 5, Omari Stone, into the lineup. A 5'7" sophomore averaging about 7 points per game. Into the front court, Breckinridge County breaks the press as a drive to the basket is good by Lane Tall. Tall with his first points of the ball game. Breckinridge County retakes the lead at 7-6. Down to 10 seconds here in the quarter. Nelson County being instructed to take one here. Here's Hicks with the basketball. Driving, bounce pass. Gets it back to Hicks. Hicks driving against Mercer Rogers. Goes the basket, puts up the shot. Won't count. And we have reached the end of the first quarter here in Bardstown with the score. Breckinridge County 7, Nelson County 6. Tonight's first quarter brought to you by Commonwealth Machining and Harnett. This is Fighting Tigers Sports from 104.3 The River.
Bluegrass Lumber and Hardware is your local source for building and home improvement projects. We all know that the kitchen is the heart of the home. Let Bluegrass Lumber make your home a more welcoming place with upgraded cabinetry and countertops. Bluegrass Lumber does it all, from selection to measurement to installation. Not only does a kitchen upgrade make your home more valuable, but it will make holidays and mealtimes more special. Come see us at Bluegrass Lumber and Hardware on Highway 60 in Hardinsburg.
About to get underway here at Nelson County High School. Breckinridge County with a 7-6 lead in a low-scoring affair as the Tigers have struggled to find the basket, only scoring a couple of field goals late in the quarter after Mercer Rogers went 3 of 4 from the free throw stripe. Nelson County's basketball. Again, the Cardinals look content here to play a low-scoring game. Hold the basketball away from the Tigers. Stone with the basketball, left side. They get the ball underneath, batted away, picked up by Lane Tall for Breckinridge County. Tall waiting for traffic to clear. Now Stone trying to apply the pressure, caught in the double team. They get the ball to Mercer Rogers. Rogers drives to the lane, little scoop shot, can't get it to go. Hunter Barr tries the shot, doesn't get it to go. Tip up and in. Second effort pays off there as Hunter Barr with his first points of the ball game makes it a 9-6 ball game. 7:19 to go here in the first quarter. Breckinridge County in a 2-3 zone. Stone with it to the left side, gets it to Burke. Burke now dribbles to his left. Back out to Stone. Stone goes to his right, met by Jackson Lee. They get it to Burke down on the block. Burke leans in. We'll get a whistle and a block against Breckinridge County. Believe they'll get the foul on Wyatt Burnett. And that'll be Burnett's second. The team third against the Tigers. Inbounds Nelson County. Burke gets it to Stone. Has the ball pulled away. We'll get a reach-in foul on Breckinridge County's Mercer Rogers. That'll be his first. Team third. Amari Stone will go to the line to shoot 2 free throws if they insist. Stone with a pair of free throws. First one on the way rolls in. Nelson County 1 of 2 from the line. Second free throw is good. 9-8 the score. Under 7 minutes remaining here in the quarter. Here's Hunter Barnes driving to the basket, but draws contact and the foul. Haven Carruthers picks up the foul. That'll be his first, team 6th. So Hunter Barr will go to the free throw stripe. Barr was 6 of 8 in the game against Owensboro last night. Has 2 points in the ball game. Unofficially, I have him already with 7 rebounds. Misses the free throw. Another attempt on the way. Colton Miller checks into the ball game for Breckinridge County as Mercer Rogers will get a breather. Barr's second free throw attempt on the way. Right-hander is good. Barr with 3 points in the ball game. Gives Breckinridge County a 2-point advantage at 10-8. 6:48 to go here in the first half. Stone with the basketball, calls the play, now brings it to Carruthers on the left wing. Carruthers looking, now steps inside, brings it out front. Burke will try a three-pointer on the way, back of the rim, no good. Rebound fought for off a Breckinridge County player, and it comes back to Nelson County. Braden Carmen set to check in for Breckinridge County at the next opportunity, and does. Replacing Jackson Lee in the lineup. No, make that Wyatt Burnett. Lee came out, and then Burnett came to the sideline. Inbounds. Burke will try another three-pointer from the corner. In and out, no good. Fight for the rebound comes down to Jackson Lee. Carruthers with a reach-in foul. By my count, that'll be 2 on Carruthers. And it's the team's 7th, so that will send Breckinridge County to the free throw stripe. So the Tigers with a chance to put some separation here between themselves and the Cardinals. We'll get some substitutions into the ball game. Goff will come in for Nelson County. Jonah Miller will come in at the next dead ball opportunity. One of the bonus upcoming here, Jackson Lee to the line for the Tigers. Yet to score in this ball game. Free throw attempt off the back of the rim, no good. Barr had the rebound, now gets it back. Back to Colton Miller, now Tall with it. Tall on the right side. Brings it back to Miller. Jackson Lee, Lee on the left, gets it out front. Miller drug the pivot footer. We get a whistle and a foul down low. Foul is going to be Landon Scott, picks up his second, the team 8th. Now Jonah Miller will check into the ball game for Jackson Lee. Hicks will come back into the ball game for Nelson County, replacing Scott with those 2 fouls. At the line, it is Braden Carmen. One of the bonus here. First free throw attempt by Carmen is back of the rim, no good. The Tigers did a great job last night, struggling tonight from the line. Here's the pass, partially deflected. Hicks comes up with it, now Stone with it, down in the corner. Here's Goff driving on Barr. Kicks it back out to Stone. Under 6 minutes remaining here in the first half. Breckinridge County leads 10-8 in a low-scoring affair. Stone to Goff on the left side, looking down low. Now Goff pulls up, gives it to Stone. 3 from the corner, got it. Amari Stone with 4 points off the bench. Nelson County takes the lead at 11-10. Miller with the basketball, gets it to Lane Tall. Tall kicks it back out to Miller. Again, having to negotiate this 3-2 zone. Here is Tall, kicks it over to Miller. Here's a pass intercepted by Burke for Nelson County. Ball goes the floor. Miller gets it back. Dishes off to Braden Carmen. Carmen now to Lane Tall. Getting down to 5 minutes remaining here in the first half. Nelson County 11, Breckinridge County 10. Miller with the basketball, gets it to Barr, back out front to Tall. Jonah Miller with it. Miller looking, kicks it over. Colton Miller will try a 3 left side, looks short, is. Rebound comes down to Nelson County. Here is Goff driving with a deflection by Jonah Miller, but they get the foul on Miller. Miller will pick up the foul, his first, team 4th. Braden Mauser, number 15, will check into the ball game for Nelson County. Oliver Blanco to inbounds underneath the basket for the Cardinals with 4:48 remaining here in the first half. Goff will launch a 3 from the left corner, got it. Nelson County with back-to-back threes, and they have their biggest lead of the night now at 14. Actually, they will only give him a 2. Thought he was a 3, but the refs signaled 2. So it gives Nelson County a 3-point lead at 13-10. Tigers having trouble with this zone, as here's a pass by Barr that is too strong, out of bounds, and give it back to Nelson County. Cardinal basketball at side backcourt with 4:25 left to go here in the first half of play. Tigers try to pick up with some pressure here. Colton Miller challenging Stone. Mauser with it on the right side, brings it back to Blinko at the top of the key. Braden Carman guarding him. Stone being guarded by Colton Miller. Stone, bounce pass, Hicks at the top of the key. Brings it back to Stone. Stone kicks it over. Out front, here is Stone driving in the paint. Here's a three on the way, no good, and goes over the top of the backboard. Out of bounds and back to Breckenridge County. Tigers right now with just 3 field goals in this ball game. Nelson County with 5. And ostensibly that's the difference of the game. Tigers simply struggling to find the shot at the moment. Rogers with the basketball. They kick it over in the corner to Colton Miller. They lob the ball down low. Intended for Barr, but he gets away from him. Picked up by Hicks for Nelson County. Hicks driving to the paint. Goes up over Rogers. Banked it off the glass. No good. Fight for the rebound collected by Braden Carman. Tigers into the front court. Here's Mercer. Rogers driving. Off balance. Has his shot blocked. Carman gets the putback and is fouled on his drive to the basket. Foul's going to be on Braden Mauser for Nelson County. His first, the team 9th. That will send Carman to the line for 2 free throws. Carman missed on a free throw attempt earlier in the quarter. Steps up with 3:28 remaining here in the first half. First free throw by Carman is good for his opening point of the ball game. Makes the score 14-11. Tigers to within 3. Second attempt by Carman is good. Carman goes 2 of 3 from the line. Brings the Tigers to within 2 at 3:23 remaining here in the first half. Hicks with the basketball, drives to the right. Ball knocked away and picked up by Breckenridge County. Down and low, Carman with it. Tries to force up the double team. Ball knocked out of his hands and last touched by Nelson County. .309 remaining here in the quarter. They lob it into Hunter Barr. Barr tries to drive inside. Off balance shot too strong. Fight for the rebound. Stone had it, lost it, but picked up by Owen Goff. Goff driving the other way. Here's a 3-point attempt by Hicks. No good. Will we get a foul away from the shot? And it will be on Oliver Blinko. That'll be his second. The team 10th. At the line, Jonah Miller with 2 free throws. First attempt by Miller rattles in. Miller's first points of the ball game. Pulls the Tigers to within 1 at 14-13. Attempt on the way by Miller and rattles it in. Miller's first points of the ball game gives us a tie at 14. Under 3 minutes remaining here in the first half of play. Down low here they find Stone underneath the basket. Stone beats his defender and puts it in for his 6th point of the ball game. Nelson County with the lead at 16-14. 2:39 remaining here in the first half. Here's Hunter Barr driving to the basket, puts it off the glass, too strong. Race for the rebound is controlled by Colton Miller. Now here's Mercer Rogers. Rogers kicks it out front to Miller. Jackson Lee will check in for Breckenridge County at the next opportunity. Rogers back to Colton Miller. Now back to Rogers. They get the ball in the paint. Here's a turnaround jumper banked in by Hunter Barr for his 5th point of the ball game. Tigers were able to find Barr in the middle of that zone, and he was able to knock down the 8-footer to give us a tie at 16. Mauser with the basketball for Nelson County. Here's Stone going to try a 3 straight away. Got it. Amari Stone with his 9th point of the ball game. It gives Nelson County a 19-16 lead. Under 2 minutes remaining here in the first half. Miller with the basketball, gets it to Hunter Barr. Rogers kicks it out front to Jonah Miller. Miller back to Rogers. 3-2 zone again by Nelson County. They'll come out and challenge. Goff is at the point of that to make it a 1-2-2 almost. Pass deflected into the hands of Mercer Rogers. A minute and a half left to go here in the quarter. Here's Colton Miller driving, kicks it back out front. Jonah Miller steps inside. Little runner off the glass is too strong. Barr collects the rebound, kicks it back to Rogers, bluffs the three. They get the ball to Barr. Barr kicks it back to Mercer Rogers. Coming down to 1 minute remaining here in this first half of play in what has been a low-scoring affair. Jonah Miller kicks it over to Colton Miller from Mercer Rogers. Back to Jonah Miller on the left side. 48 seconds to go here in the quarter. Now Rogers with the basketball. They find Braden Carmen inside the zone. Kick it back to Colton Miller on the right side. Now Mercer Rogers launches a long three, no good. Rebound knocked away, picked up by Carmen. He had a hand on it. Ball still on the floor. Ahead to Hunter Barr. Barr drives the basket, draws the contact. Cannot get the shot to go, but he does get a foul. Foul will be on Braden Mauser for Nelson County. That'll be his second. And Hunter Barr will go to the free throw line. Barr's got 5 points and 8 rebounds in the ball game. Gets a pair of free throws with 28.9 seconds remaining. First free throw is good. Barr with his 6th point of the night pulls the Tigers to within 2 at 19-17. Free throw is good. Jackson Lee will check into the ball game. Barr will sit down with 28.9 seconds remaining here in the quarter. Tigers trail 19-18. Nelson County with the basketball. Mauser hands it back to Evan Hicks. Hicks being guarded by Lane Tall. Across the trim stripe. Hicks goes to the right, now drives to the basket and draws the contact out in the court. I believe that will be Lane Tall picking up the foul for Breckinridge County. That'll be his first, team 5th. Common foul means Nelson County will inbounds underneath their own basket with 15.7 remaining in the quarter. Owen Goff to inbounds to the right of his own basket. Goff brings it out front to Mauser. Mauser kicks it over to Burks. Back out front to Mauser. Down in the corner, Goff takes it from Hicks. Back to Hicks with 7 seconds remaining, down to 5 seconds. Hicks bounce pass. Looking, still looking. Gets a lane to the basket, puts up the shot, good, and a foul on Breckinridge County. Braden Carmen picks up the foul. Going to the line, I believe this is Cooper Thompson. He made the basket as simply spun, found nobody there. Could not make the free throw, but the first half has come to an end. And Breckinridge County finds themselves on the trailing side of the score. At the end of the first half, it is Nelson County 21, Breckinridge County 18. The second quarter brought to you by Hardensburg Nursing and Rehab. This is Fighting Tigers Sports from 104.3 The River.
Bluegrass Lumber and Hardware is your local source for building and home improvement projects. We all know that the kitchen is the heart of the home. Let Bluegrass Lumber make your home a more welcoming place with upgraded cabinetry and countertops. Bluegrass Lumber does it all, from selection to measurement to installation. Not only does a kitchen upgrade make your home more valuable, but it will make holidays and mealtimes more special. Come see us at Bluegrass Lumber and Hardware on Highway 60 in Hardensburg.
Halftime at Nelson County High School in Bardstown. Lee Bramlett with you as Breckinridge County trails Nelson County by the score of 21-18 in what has been a low-scoring affair, in part to the Tigers' inability to find the basket. Looking by my numbers here, the Tigers only have 4 made field goals in this first half of play. The Tigers doing much of their damage from the free throw stripe as they were able to get there. But even then, it left some open frames in that ball game, showing them 10 of 14 from the free throw line unofficially in the ball game. It has been a low-scoring affair. In fact, it was 7-6 Breckinridge County leading at the end of the first quarter. Tigers led by as many as 3 at 9-6. Nelson County moved ahead on a 3-point basket at 11-10. Breckinridge County was able to cut it down to 1 and 2 on a number of occasions, but every time the Tigers would get close, Nelson County would find a basket. Case in point, in the final seconds of the quarter, as Nelson County found an open lane to the basket, made the layup, missed the free throw attempt to prevent any further damage, but Breckenridge County finds themselves trailing here at the midway point, 21-18. Tonight's halftime show brought to you by JLM Services on Ballpark Road in Hardinsburg. This is Fighting Tiger Sports from 104.3 The River at WXBC1043.com.
It's that time again. Time for Jobin Tobacco to help you get your job done. There's no job too big or small for JBB. We're committed to making sure that our team of operators, drivers, plumbers, staff, and equipment are some of the best in the business. So stop by 214 Old Highway 60 or call us at 756-2946. Jobin Tobacco Plumbing and Rental have been proudly serving and supporting Breckenridge County and the Fighting Tiger football team. From all of us at JBB, go Tigers.
Halftime where Breckenridge County trails Nelson County 21-18. Let's take it the first half scoring first for Breckenridge County, being led right now by Hunter Barr. Barr has 7 points all in the second quarter of play on a pair of made baskets, 3 of 4 from the free throw stripe. He also has 8 rebounds in the ball game unofficially. From there, it's 3 points to Mercer Rogers, all from the free throw line in the first quarter. 2 points each to Lane Tall, 2 points to Braden Carmen, 2 points to Jonah Miller, and that caps the scoring for Breckenridge County. Also 2 points in the ball game to Wyatt Burnett. But again, it is Hunter Barr leading the way for Breckenridge County with 7 points. Across the way for Nelson County, they're being led right now by Amari Stone, coming off the bench tonight to lead the Cardinals with 9 points. From there, no other player in the game has any more than 2 in this ball game. Cooper Thompson, Eli Burks, Owen Goff, Landon Carruthers, and Evan Hicks, all with baskets for Nelson County in this ball game. Stone, though, has done the bulk of the damage tonight for the Cardinals. 21-18, the halftime score. Breckenridge County trailing the Cardinals of Nelson County in this game. Upcoming later in the week, the Tigers will head to back to Tiger Arena. Their next game will be Saturday night when they take on Whitesville Trinity. That is a 7 o'clock start at Tiger Arena. We hope you can make it out for that game. Before that, the Lady Tigers play on Friday night. They'll have a 7 o'clock game against Muhlenberg County. Mark Grimes will be along with you for the play-by-play on that. Then Saturday, it is a basketball doubleheader for you. We'll start out in the afternoon. It'll be about a 2:15 broadcast time as the Lady Tigers are slated to take on McCracken County as part of an event hosted by Central Hardin High School. The game itself will actually be at East Hardin Middle School, is our understanding, the old East Hardin High School, but it'll be moved to, the game will be moved to the East Hardin Middle School down in Glendale. That is a 2:15 broadcast time ahead of the 2:30 start. And then the Tigers will be in action on Saturday night as they will take on Whitesville Trinity. We'll be on the air with our coverage at around 6:45. Both teams still in the locker room as we are awaiting the start of the second half of this game. Nelson County emerging from the locker room right now. The Cardinals with the better of it in this game against Breckenridge County. The halftime score, Nelson County at 21, Breckenridge County 18. The halftime show brought to you by JLM Services on Ballpark Road in Hardinsburg. This is Fighting Tiger Sports from 104.3 The River.
Are you aware of all the healthcare services offered right here in Breckenridge County? Allison Mattingly here from Breckenridge Health to let you know there are so many services we provide right here so you don't have to travel far. Surgery, new providers, ear, nose, and throat, outpatient therapy services, cardiac rehab, and so much more. To find out more about the services offered, call 270-756-7000 or go to www.mybreckhealth.org.
Back with you at Nelson County High School in Bardstown, Kentucky. You're listening to Breckenridge County High School Fighting Tiger basketball from 104.3 The River WXBC in Hardinsburg, Kentucky. 7:09 on a Wednesday evening as the Tigers play a rare Wednesday night game as they take on the Cardinals of Nelson County. And right now the Cardinals leading the Tigers by the score of 21-18 in a low-scoring affair here in Bardstown. Breckenridge County has struggled to find the basket. Only 4 made field goals in the first half. The Tigers staying in the game from the free throw line as they went 10 of 14 from the charity stripe. Nelson County basically making their baskets really from long range. Amari Stone really the top scoring player for the Cardinals, as I show him unofficially with 9 points in the first half.
At Wright Implement, you'll find the full line of John Deere mowers, gators, tractors, ag equipment, John Deere apparel, toys, and more, along with a complete line of steel and Honda power equipment. And we have a parts and service department that's second to none. Wright Implement has 15 locations throughout Kentucky and southern Indiana to serve you. The right equipment, the right service, and always the right price. Wright Implement, serving great customers like you since 1936. Online at wrightimp.com.
It will be Breckenridge County basketball to begin the second half of play here. Tigers with Colton Miller, Mercer Rogers, Jonah Miller, Hunter Barr, and Braden Carmen. Nelson County returns with their starting five: Burks, Goff, Carruthers, Blinko. As a short jumper on the way, no good. Rebound Hunter Barr. Barr lost the handle, and the ball picked up by Nelson County. Down at the other end, ball stripped away from Carruthers as he drives to the basket. Draws the foul from Mercer Rogers. Again, Breckenridge County just struggling to find any attempt at the basket. And Barr gets the rebound, has it stripped away from him. It'll be Nelson County basketball underneath their own basket. Blinko with it. Kicks it to Goff at the top of the key. Now Burks with it on the left side, brings it back to Goff. Goff dribbles to the left, now bounce pass to Blinko inside the arc. Blinko looking for someone. Now Carruthers takes it, curls, drives to the basket, kicks it out. Here's a three on the way by Stone. That is good. Landon Scott actually with the three-pointer. Nelson County with their biggest lead of the night now at 24-18. Miller with the basketball, kicks it back to Jonah Miller. Here's Mercer Rogers, drives inside, ball to Braden Carmen, ball tipped away, and will stay with Breckenridge County. Inbounds will be by Mercer Rogers for the Tigers. Rogers gets the ball into Jonah Miller, pulls up, 8-footer, got it. Jonah Miller with his fourth point of the night. Pulls the Tigers to within 4 at 24-20. 6:53 to go here in the first half. Burks with the basketball. Burks on the dribble. Brings it back out front. Blinko with it. Blinko gets the ball to Goff. Goff back to Carruthers. Nelson working the perimeter. They find Carruthers on the inside, spins against the double team, kicks it back to Blinko. A three on the way by Burks is short. Rebound comes down to Landon Scott. Turnaround shot doesn't go. Rebound to Braden Carmen for Breckenridge County. 6:18 remaining here in the third quarter. Tigers to within 4. Jonah Miller directs traffic from the top of the key. Now holds it out near the timeline. Mercer Rogers comes to take the basketball down in the corner. Colton Miller looking for Barr, is cut off. Now Rogers with it, bounce pass inside. Braden Carmen puts it off the glass and in. Braden Carmen with his fourth point of the ball game. Breckenridge County pulls to within 2 at 24-22. 5:50 remaining in the third quarter. Carruthers with the basketball for Nelson County, looking. Gets it to Landon Scott. Scott being guarded by Hunter Barr. Scott backs away. He'll hold it out at long range. As here's the pass deflected by Colton Miller. Miller drives the basket, pump fakes, has the ball stripped out of his hands. Nelson County has done an effective job with the Tigers, just simply knocking it away as the Tigers struggle to hang on to the basketball underneath the basket. Miller tried the pump fake to pull the defender, but that allowed Nelson County to bring a second man up. And the held ball gives the Cardinals back on the alternating possession. Burks with the basketball, looking for Scott underneath. Scott kicks it out. Here's Goff, going to try a three-pointer, no good. Rebound fought for, picked up by Nelson County. Carruthers pushes up the shot, no good, but draws the foul. As Jonah Miller on the floor holding his face. Now able to get back up. Foul will be on Breckenridge County's Mercer Rogers. That would be his third. At the line, Carruthers missed on a free throw attempt back in the first half. First attempt on the way is no good. Carruthers will get one more attempt here with 5:09 remaining. Free throw is on the way. In and out, no good. Hunter Barr collects the rebound for Breckenridge County. 24-22 the score. Rogers bluffs the three on the left side. Now brings it back to balance the floor. Tall with it over to Colton Miller. Miller down low to Braden Carmen. We get a whistle and a foul against Nelson County. Foul's going to be on Oliver Blinko. That'll be his second, team first of the second half. Breckenridge County to inbounds underneath their own basket. 4:54 to go here in the third quarter. Here's a pull-up jumper good by Colton Miller. Miller with his first points of the ball game. Breckenridge County ties the game up at 24. Nelson County with the basketball. Here is Goff with the basketball. Goff drives, off balance shot doesn't go. Blinko on the putback, puts it up and in. Blinko with the basket. Nelson County retakes the lead at 26-24. Every time the Tigers have fought their way back in, Nelson County has found an answer. Rogers gets the ball to Braden Carmen. Working down to 4 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Now Barr with it on the left side. Barr tries the no-look pass, but it's intercepted by Burks. Nelson County across the time stripe with a 2-point lead. Here is Carruthers. Kicks it back to Burks. Here is a ball almost up against the time stripe. Carruthers tries to work away from Colton Miller. Drives, spins, gets in the lane. We get a foul on Breckenridge County. Colton Miller will pick up the foul. That'll be his first, team third. Wyatt Burnett will check into the ball game for Breckenridge County. Inbounds. Looking, lobs the ball in. Goff with it. Goff to Blinko. Blinko kicks it in the corner. Goff with it, holds it out at long range. They find Scott underneath. Here's Burke, pushes up the shot, got it. Eli Burks with his fourth point of the ball game. Nelson County with a 28-24 lead. 3 minutes remaining here in the third quarter as we get a kick against Nelson County. Lane Tall with the basketball for Breckenridge County. Tall directs traffic as he goes to the right. Now brings it out front to Mercer Rogers. Rogers to Colton Miller. Miller back to Rogers, gets to the paint, pushes up the shot short. Rebound put up and in by Breckenridge County, and a foul against Nelson County. Foul's going to be on Blinko. That'll be his fourth, the team's second. Basket good by Mercer Rogers for his first field goal of the night. Rogers with a chance, if he completes the three-point play, to pull the Tigers to within one. Free throw on the way is good. Rogers has 6 points of the ball game. Breckenridge County to within one at 28-27, 2:35 to go here in the third quarter, but we'll get a Colton Miller picks up his second foul as he tried to step into the block against Nelson County. Jackson Lee will check into the ball game for Breckenridge County. Tigers have Wyatt Burnett, Lane Tall, Braden Carmen, Jackson Lee, and Mercer Rogers in the lineup. Nelson County has Burks, Scott, Goff, Mauser, and Hicks. Burks with the basketball. Hicks down in the corner, gives it to Landon Scott with 2:20. Scott drives to the basket, puts up the shot, got it. Landon Scott with his 5th point of the ball game. 30-27, 3-point lead for Nelson County. Here's a shot on the way, no good. Tipped up and in by Jackson Lee. Lee fights his way up and puts it in. And it pulls Breckenridge County to within 1, 30-29, under 2 minutes remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Here's a long 3 on the way by Burks, got it. Burks with his 7th point of the night, and it gives Nelson County a 33-29 lead. Out front, Rogers with it, bluffs the 3. Lee gets the ball to Burnett. Burnett gets inside, forces up the double team. Basket will not count as the foul was on the floor. Foul is going to be on Braden Mauser, his 3rd, team 3rd. Inbounds by Mercer Rogers for Breckenridge County. Burnett hands it back to Rogers, bluffs the shot, now steps inside. We get a whistle and contact by Nelson County. Braden Mauser will pick up his 4th team, 4th against the Cardinals. Connor Thompson checks back into the lineup, as does Haven Carruthers for Nelson County. Mercer Rogers to inbounds. Kicks it into Lane Tall. Tall back to Rogers. He'll pull up a 3 left side, no good. The rebound comes down to Nelson County. Tigers simply have not been able to buy a shot from the outside in this ball game. At the other end, Carruthers bluffs the 3, then drives the basket, tries a reverse layup, got it. Carruthers just threw that one up there. But right now, Nelson County making everything fall their way. Lane Tall with a Joe Bettabaco Plumbing and Rental 3-point basket, the 1st of the night for the Tigers. Pulls it to 35-32 with under a minute to go here in the 3rd quarter of play. Hicks with a basketball for Nelson County with under a minute to go. Kicks it back out front to Landon Scott. Scott gets the ball to Carruthers. Nelson County in no particular hurry with the lead. Out front, Carruthers kicks it down to Scott. Scott on the right side, looking, now brings it out to Hicks with 10 seconds remaining in the quarter. Hicks drives to his right, met by Jackson Lee, tries to move off the screen, does, gets a move to the basket, puts it up, and draws the contact. Foul is going to be on Braden Carmen for Breckenridge County. That is his 2nd, the team 5th, but in the act of shooting, that will send Evan Hicks to the free throw stripe. Hicks with his first free throw attempts of the night. Two free throws upcoming here for Hicks. Not sure what the delay was. Hicks puts the right-hander on the way. First one is good for his 3rd point of the night. 36-32 the score. Hunter Barr back in the lineup for Breckenridge County. Second attempt by Hicks is on the way. Back of the rim, no good. Barr collects the rebound with 2 seconds remaining to head to Lee, who puts up a 3 at the buzzer. Got it! Joe Bettabaco Plumbing and Rental 3-pointer for Jackson Lee. And it pulls Breckenridge County back to within 1 at the end of the 3rd quarter. Nelson County leads this game by the score of 36-35. Heading into the 4th quarter, tonight's 3rd quarter has been brought to you by Commonwealth Machining on Rupert Askins Lane in Harnett. This is Fighting Tigers Sports from 104.3 The River. How many times have you called someplace and heard this?
For customer service, press 1.
At First State Bank, when you call one of their 3 locations, you'll hear this.
First State Bank, this is Michelle. How may I help you?
From opening a checking or savings account to home or commercial loans, you'll get a friendly voice ready to assist with your banking needs. Call or stop by today and find out why for more than 100 years, First State Bank, where your friends bank. Member FDIC and equal housing lender. Online at firststatebankky.com. Fourth quarter underway here at Nelson County High School. Breckenridge County trailed by as many as 6 of that quarter. But some late three-point baskets have pulled the Tigers back to within 1, 36-35. Barr with the basketball, gets in the paint, puts the runner on the way, and gets this one to roll. Barr with his 9th point of the ball game gives Breckenridge County the lead at 37-36. Again, if the Tigers can get inside that zone, then it's just a matter of maybe knocking down that intermediate jumper. Stone with the basketball for Nelson County back in the lineup. Carruthers with it. Carruthers gets away from Burnett, cut off on the double team. Aaron pass gets away, picked up by Jonah Miller. Miller calling for someone to get the basketball, finally gets it ahead to Jackson Lee. And here's an Aaron pass that gets away as Stone will go the other way, lay it off the glass, missed it. Burke gets the shot, can't get it to go, fight for the rebound, out of bounds, and it'll go to Breckenridge County. Ragged segment for both sides as Landon Scott will check into the ball game to replace Cooper Thompson. Breckenridge County's basketball to bring the length of the floor with 7:05 left in regulation. Tigers lead 37-36. Lee with the basketball to Hunter Barr on the right side, brings it out to Wyatt Burnett. Burnett looking, gets it to Lane Tall. Tall to Jackson Lee. He'll try a 3, no good. Race for the rebound, picked up by Nelson County. Now Cardinals on the run. Here's Burks with it, drives the basket, puts up the shot, no good, but he will head to the line. Lane Tall will pick up the foul for Breckenridge County, his 2nd. That'll be the team's 6th. At the line will be Eli Burks for Nelson County. Burks with 7 points in the ball game. Steps up for 2 shots with 6:44 left to go in this ball game. First free throw is no good. Burks will get one more attempt. Mercer Rogers checks back into the ball game. Lane Tall will sit down for the Tigers. Second attempt by Burks, catches the front of the rim and falls through for his 8th point of the ball game. Ties the game at 37 with 6:39 left to go. Basket is good at the other end of the side for Breckenridge County. 39-37. 6:22 left to go in regulation. Tigers up by 2. Here's Stone with the basketball, gets it to Burke, launches a long three-pointer that is no good. Rebound tracked down by Goff for Nelson County. Stone with it, steps to the inside, forces up the shot, no good, but draws the contact from Jackson Lee. So Amari Stone will go to the line where he's 1 for 2 on the night. Stone with 9 points in the ball game. Stone, 3 dribbles, puts the shot in the air, and it is good. 10th point of the ball game by my books for Stone. Pulls Nelson County to within 1 at 39-38. One more attempt on the way, and good. 11 for Stone, and Nelson County ties the game at 39. Breckenridge County gets a 3-point attempt by Jackson Lee, no good. Rebound comes down to the Cardinals. Nelson County holds up as Carruthers will bring it across the time stripe. Stone with the basketball. Stone being guarded by Wyatt Burnett, gets the ball to here's a 3-point attempt on the way, good by Eli Burks. Burks with his 2nd 3 of the night has 11 in the ball game, and Nelson County leads 42-39. We get a whistle and a foul on Nelson County. Foul is going to be on Owen Goff. Goff will pick up his second. That'll be the team fifth. Breckenridge County to inbounds with 5:25 left to go in this ball game. Here's Barr, gets underneath. He lays it off the glass and in. Hunter Barr with his 13th point of the ball game pulls the Tigers within one at 42-41 with 5:15 left in regulation. Scott with the basketball again. Right now, Nelson County stretching this floor as they look for Scott underneath. He puts up the shot, no good, and draws the foul. Foul is going to be on Wyatt Burnett, picking up his third, team eighth, and Landon Scott will go to the free throw stripe. Right now, the Tigers just being stretched out by this Nelson County offense as Scott able to go to the line, puts the first one in for his 6th point of the night. Braden Carmen will check into the ball game for Breckenridge County. Scott will get one more free throw attempt. 6 points of the ball game. Free throw rattles in. Nelson County 5 of 6 from the line here in this quarter. They take a 3-point lead on Breckenridge County with 5 minutes to go in the ball game. Carmen with the basketball, back out front to Mercer Rogers. Jonah Miller directs traffic. Rogers with it on the left side. Now Jonah Miller with it. Miller to Colton Miller. Here's Mercer Rogers, a three from the left side, good. A Joe Benebaco plumbing and rental three-pointer from Mercer Rogers, first of the night. Ties the game at 44 with 4:37 left. At the other end, here's Hicks, drives, puts up the shot, got it. So Nelson County regains the lead as Hicks just got a lane to the basket. Here is Barr, pushes up the shot, no good. Rebound comes down to Amari Stone. Tigers also struggling at times on the boards here. As Stone with the basketball, and again, Nelson County right now just spreading the floor on Breckenridge County. And with a 2-point lead, they can be patient here as we work down to 4 minutes to go in this ball game. Here is Stone with it, kicks it in the corner. Scott with it. Scott down low, finds Goff, puts up the jumper, got it. Owen Goff with his 4th point of the ball game. Nelson County 48, Breckenridge County 44. 3 minutes, 40 seconds left to go in this ball game. Rogers holds it out at long range for the Tigers. Under 3.5 now left to go in the ball game. Down low, Braden Carmen has the ball knocked out of his hands and picked up by Nelson County. As we get a whistle. And a warning given to the Breckenridge County bench. That led to it. And Coach Jeff LaGrange having words with the officials here. Here is Scott, puts up there. Stone with a shot up, no good. Rebound tipped up, picked up by Stone, who puts it up and in. Amari Stone with his 13th point of the ball game. 50-44. 6-point lead at the other end. We get a foul on Evan Hicks. That'll be his second. Actually, no, I believe they're going to call that an offensive foul on Hunter Barr. So we'll go to the other end where Evan Hicks will go to the free throw line. Again, this crew, they leave a little bit to be desired here. I'll just always, as I would put the admonition of both ways. First free throw good by Hicks. 6 points in the ball game. Nelson County with their biggest lead of the night at 51-44. Second free throw is good. 52-44 the score. 2:45 left in regulation. The 2-3 zone just really, at times, causing the Tigers to struggle. Here's a three-point attempt on the way, good by Lane Tall. Joe Betabacco, Fleming, and Reynolds three-pointer, his second of the night for Tall. And Breckinridge County will take a timeout with 2:32 left in the ball game. Nelson County 52, Breckinridge County 47. This is Fighting Tiger Sports from 104.3 The River.
So you've heard us talking about Brandenburg Telecom, and we could have chosen any other provider for our phone, internet, TV, and security service, but we chose Brandenburg Telecom.
It is not hard to find a good deal these days. What it is hard to find is a provider that delivers the best value of service. That's exactly what we're getting with Brandenburg Telecom.
They don't trick you with introductory rates.
They don't keep you waiting for service or waiting on the phone.
When they say they're going to do something, they do it.
Brandenburg Telecom are people who live
and work
and play in my community.
They're part of this community, and that's why they care.
If you only have one service with Brandenburg Telecom, you're missing out on their other great services.
Give them a chance.
You won't be disappointed. I'm ready for the burger.
Breckinridge County takes a full timeout with 2:32 remaining in this contest. Nelson County 52, Tigers 47. Every time Breckinridge County has fought their way back into this ball game, Nelson County has had an answer. Looking at some stats from the previous night in that loss to DeSales, Nelson County only made 2 3-pointers for the entire game. Looking at their numbers tonight, they have made 5 for the ball game. Nelson County has also converted here from the free throw stripe, showing them 7 of 8 here in this fourth quarter. And again, Nelson County spreading the floor right now with that 5-point lead, forcing Breckinridge County to come out of their 2-3. Carruthers caught in the double team, and Nelson County will take a 30-second timeout to save the possession. It is their second timeout of the ball game with 2:16 left in regulation. We'll go ahead and keep it here for the moment. (52-47) is the count. Breckinridge County trails by 5. To reset the game, both teams with 3 timeouts remaining. The possession arrow favors Nelson County. Nelson County on the next foul will be in the double bonus. Nelson County still has fouls to give before sending Breckinridge County to the line. They will have 2 fouls left to give. When play resumes for the Cardinals, it will be Stone, Carruthers, Hicks, Scott, and Blinko. Breckinridge County sends out Burnett, Rogers, Barr, Tall, and Jonah Miller. Hicks with a basketball on the inbounds, gets it to Stone. Stone with it out front to Hicks. Again, Nelson County content to spread the floor here. Down to 2:05 left to go in the ball game. Scott with the basketball back to Hicks. 1:57 left in the contest. Scott with it to Hicks. Hicks out front being chased by Hunter Barr. Now here's Scott. Down to 1:46 left to go. Again, Nelson content just to work the ball as we'll get a reach-in foul on Hunter Barr, trying to go up against Carruthers. That'll be his second, the team 10th on Breckinridge County, which means it's double bonus the rest of the way for Nelson County. Carruthers will have 2 free throws missed on his 2 attempts back in the third quarter. Gets 2 here with 1:42 to go, misses the first free throw. One more attempt upcoming for Carruthers. Has 4 points in the ball game. First free throw, another free throw is no good. Rebound comes down to Hunter Barr. Tall with the basketball over to Rogers. 3 from the left corner, no good. Barr mistimed his rebound attempt, and it comes down to Scott for Nelson County with 90 seconds to go in the ball game. Stone with it. Stone drives into the lane, dishes off to Carruthers. Carruthers is fouled Tall and Rogers were in the vicinity. They'll get Mercer Rogers. He'll pick up his 4th. And Carruthers will go back to the line. He's 0 for 5 on the night. But he gets 2 free throws with 1:21 left to go in this ball game. Free throw is on the way, and it misses. Carruthers will get one more attempt here with 1:21 left to go in this ball game. One more attempt on the way, and Carruthers knocks it down. His 5th point of the ball game. 53-47 the score. 1:21 left in regulation. Tall with the basketball. Gets it into Mercer Rogers. Jonah Miller will try a 3 from the left side. Got it. Jonah Miller with a Joe Benepaco Plumbing and Rental 3-pointer, his 1st of the night. And it pulls Breckenridge County to within 3 at 1:14 to go in the ball game. Nelson County 53, Breckenridge County 50. This is Fighting Tigers Sports from 104.3 The River.
Experience the difference of the Big Green Egg ceramic cooker from Irvington Gas Company. It's a smoker, a grill, and oven, all in one. It's easy to start, reaching cooking temperatures in just 10 minutes with temperature control so you can cook to perfection. It's safer to use and it's easy to clean up. Stop by Irvington Gas Company on Highway 79 to see the Big Green Egg and other gas grills available. Irvington Gas Company, serving this area for more than 75 years.
As we come back to play, Nelson County turns the basketball over as Breckenridge County applies full court pressure. Side front court for the Tigers. Mercer Rogers will inbound with 1:12 left to go. Breckenridge County trails Nelson County 53-50. Tigers have trailed by as many as 6 here in this quarter as Barr drives the basket, puts up the shot, good, and draws the foul. Hunter Barr with his 15th point of the ball game. Foul will be on Haven Carruthers. That'll be his 3rd, the team's 6th against Nelson County. Now Hunter Barr goes to the free throw stripe for one free throw that could potentially tie this ball game. 3 of 4 on the night. From the line is Hunter Barr. The free throw attempt is on the way and rattles in. 16 for Barr, and Breckenridge County ties it at 53 with 1:04 left in regulation. Again, Nelson County, not a 4 corners, but they're really spreading the floor. Trying to force Breckenridge County out of the zone, all well and good. Hoping that they can beat Breckenridge County on a drive. Colton Miller gets the basketball to Stone with 42 seconds remaining. Back to Carruthers. Down to 37 seconds left. Stone with it. Nelson County looks content here to go for one. Here's the bounce pass. They find Goff, puts it up and in. Owen Goff and again, Nelson spread the floor and found Goff driving to the basket. Breckenridge County will take a full timeout. That's their 4th of the ball game with 26.6 seconds remaining. We'll go ahead and keep it here as Nelson County pulls ahead of Breckenridge County 55-53. Goff with his 6th point of the night. Again, the Cardinals simply just spreading the floor and finding Goff trailing to the basket, beat his man and lays it off the glass and in. 55-53. Breckenridge County has 1 timeout remaining. Both teams now will be in the bonus, albeit Breckenridge County will have one of the bonus. Nelson County in the double. Tigers have 1 timeout remaining. The possession arrow favors Nelson County. Foul situation, Mercer Rogers has 4 for the Tigers. Blinko and Mauser have 4 for Nelson County. It'll be Tiger basketball to bring the length of the floor with 26.6 seconds remaining. Jonah Miller brings it up the floor for Breckenridge County with 22 seconds left in regulation. Tigers need a 2 to tie, 3 to win. Here's Rogers' three-pointer. That is no good. Rebound comes down to Lane Tall. Tall to Jonah Miller. He launches a three-pointer, no good. Rebound Hunter Barr with 10 seconds remaining. Here's Lane Tall, will try a three-pointer, no good. Rebound fought for, goes to the floor, picked up by Tall. Pass is knocked away, and we get a whistle and a foul with 0.2 of a second remaining. Foul is going to be on Breckenridge County's Wyatt Burnett. The Tigers had multiple shots at it, just could not get the ball to fall. And with 0.2 of a second left, Haven Carruthers will get 2 free throws. Two free throws on the way for Carruthers. The first attempt on the way is no good. One more on the way here with 0.2 of a second. Breckenridge County would almost have to rebound and just fire it blindly towards the goal. With just 0.2 of a second, Carruthers free throws on the way, and it falls in. Timeout, Breckenridge County. Nelson County now leading 56-53. So, again, as they tried a desperate heave, but Breckenridge County had called the timeout after Carruthers made the free throw. So 0.2 of a second remaining. Breckenridge County taking their final timeout. Basically, the one play is get it to an open man and fire it to the goal and hope for something magical to happen. So Breckenridge County huddled around Coach Jeff LaGrange trying to make something to happen. If you're looking for three-point shooters, everyone took a shot at it. Tigers had a number of chances to try to win the game. Rogers, Tall, Miller all had plays at it. Burnett's going to run the takeoff play as he's going to play quarterback here. Burnett fires, looks, gets it to Barr, who puts it up off the glass and in, but that's all he can do. And they will see, does the basket count? The officials making no signal. So that will do that as the shot apparently after the buzzer. Final score, Nelson County 56, Breckenridge County 53. Tonight's fourth quarter brought to you by Hardensburg Nursing and Rehab. This is Fighting Tigers Sports from 104.3 The River.
If you need home medical equipment, rely on Taylor Pharmacy. They deliver home medical equipment such as oxygen, lift chairs, hospital beds, and CPAP machines to Breckenridge and surrounding counties. They have everything a patient needs for recuperating at home. Taylor Pharmacy does so much more than fill prescriptions. They carry a full line of diabetic shoes, have a gift department, and of course make delicious tailor-made fudge in a variety of flavors that include sugar-free. Stop by Taylor Pharmacy in Hardensburg and see why your family and the Taylor Pharmacy family make a good team.
Back with you at Nelson County High School in Bardstown, Kentucky. Lee Bramlett with you as Breckenridge County falls to Nelson County tonight, 56-53. A tough loss for the Tigers tonight. Breckenridge County struggled early in the ball game to find their shot. In fact, in the first half, unofficially, I showed them with only 4 made baskets in that first half. Nelson County was able to control the tempo, also knock down shots when they needed to. Breckenridge County led 7-6 at the end of the first quarter. Nelson County took the lead in the second, led 21-18 at halftime. The Cardinals extended their lead at one point. They were up 6 at 35-29 in the third quarter, but Breckenridge County fought back, cut the deficit down to 1 at 36-35. But in the fourth quarter, Nelson County were able to find baskets when they needed them. They were able to spread the floor and then also knock down the threes as well. They led by as many as 7 in the fourth quarter at 51, or actually led by as many as 8 at 52-44. Breckenridge County, though, fought their way back into the ball game, got a three-point play from Hunter Barr to tie it at 53, but then Owen Goff made a layup with 26.6 seconds remaining. That gave Nelson County a 55-53 lead. Breckenridge County had at least 3 chances to take the lead as they attempted three-pointers, could not get the shots to fall. Nelson County pulled up one more free throw out and won the game by the final score of 56-53. Breckenridge County now falls to 5-8 on the season, heading into a game against Whitesville Trinity Saturday night at Tiger Arena. Post-game coverage brought to you by Arms Family Chiropractic and TGH Machine and Welding. This is Fighting Tigers Sports from 104.3 The River.
Bluegrass Lumber and Hardware is your local source for building and home improvement projects. We all know that the kitchen is the heart of the home. Let Bluegrass Lumber make your home a more welcoming place with upgraded cabinetry and countertops. Bluegrass Lumber does it all, from selection to measurement to installation. Not only does a kitchen upgrade make your home more valuable, but it will make holidays and mealtimes more special. Come see us at Bluegrass Lumber and Hardware on Highway 60 in Hardinsburg.
It's that time again. Time for Jobin Tobacco to help you get your job done. There's no job too big or small for JBB. We're committed to making sure that our team of operators, drivers, plumbers, staff, and equipment are some of the best in the business. So stop by 214 Old Highway 60 or call us at 756-2946. Jobin Tobacco Plumbing and Rental have been proudly serving and supporting Breckenridge County and the Fighting Tiger football team. From all of us at JBB, go Tigers.
Are you aware of all the healthcare services offered right here in Breckenridge County? Allison Mattingly here from Breckenridge Health to let you know there are so many services we provide right here so you don't have to travel far. Surgery, new providers, ear, nose, and throat, outpatient therapy services, cardiac rehab, and so much more. To find out more about the services offered, call 270-756-7000 or go to www.mybreckhealth.org.
Final score, Breckenridge County falls to Nelson County tonight, 56-53. Let's take a look at the final scoring for the ball game. First for Breckenridge County, they are led in scoring on the night by Hunter Barr, showing him unofficially with 16 points and 11 rebounds on the night. 9 in the ball game going to Mercer Rogers, 8 to Lane Tall, 7 to Jonah Miller. 5 points in the ball game to Jackson Lee, 4 points to Braden Carmen, 2 points each to Wyatt Burnett and to Colton Miller. For Nelson County, they improved to 4-11 on the season. They were led in scoring on the night by Amari Stone. Stone finishes the night with 13 points. You get 11 in the ball game to Eli Burks, 7 each to Evan Hicks and Landon Scott, 6 points to Haven Carruthers and to Owen Goff, 4 points to Oliver Blinko, and 2 points to Cooper Thompson. 56-53 the final score. Breckenridge County falls tonight to Nelson County. Upcoming schedule, we'll be back with you on Friday night from Tiger Arena as the Lady Tigers will host Muhlenberg County. JV game is a 5:30 start with the varsity around 7. Mark Grimes will be along with the coverage at around 6:45 on Friday night. Then coming up on Saturday, have a twin bill for you, starting first with the Lady Tigers. They'll take on McCracken County in an event being hosted by Central Hardin. The game itself, we understand, will be at the old East Hardin High School. That's now the middle school down in Glendale. That is a 2:30 Central Time start is our understanding. Our coverage will begin at around 2:15 from Glendale. Then we'll be back with you later in the evening for the Fighting Tigers when they host Whitesville Trinity at Tiger Arena. Coverage will get underway at around 6:45 for that game with a 7 o'clock scheduled tip-off. Thanks to Simon Drain for getting us started tonight back in Hardinsburg. Shanna Bramlett for her work here as well. We will visit with you again coming up Friday night for Lady Tiger basketball. The Fighting Tigers will be in action on Saturday night. Recapping the scores for the day. In the JV game that was played earlier this evening, the Fighting Tigers defeated Nelson County by the score of 33-32, and the game just completed in the varsity contest. The Fighting Tigers fall to Nelson County 56-53. This is Lee Bramlett saying so long, everybody. You've been listening to Fighting Tigers Sports from 104.3 The River.
This has been Breckenridge County Fighting Tiger basketball on WXBC, brought to you by Wright Implement Company, Taylor Pharmacy, Joe Tobacco Plumbing and Rental, Irvington Gas Company, First State Bank, Bluegrass Lumber and Hardware, Breckenridge Health, and by Brandenburg Telecom. This has been a presentation of 104.3 The River, the sports voice of Breckenridge County.